Okay, so today I'm gonna go over how to make money in Shadowlands as with Inscription as your profession. Um, so there's a couple things that is basically the bread and butter of this profession is Tranquil Ink, Luminous Ink, and Umbral Ink. You can see Luminous and Umbral are both white items. Tranquil is a green item, so that one's more expensive. Um, these can be gotten by, I mean, you can buy them on the auction house if you want to, but you can get them by milling herbs. So there's, how many is that? Six different types of herbs in Shadowlands. There's Death Blossom, Mareroot, Nightshade, Rising Glory, Vigil's Torch, and Widow Bloom. Now the difference between these herbs is all of these herbs are white herbs except for Nightshade. You can see this one's green. Now Nightshade gives you have a higher, I think it's either just a chance or there's just a higher ratio of tranquil pigments that come out of that, and what you need that for is to make tranquil ink. So if you mill any of these other non-nightshade herbs, you're going to get mostly luminous and umbral pigments. And that's good, but when you really need tranquil pigments, I'd say invest in some nightshade. Now, for Inscription, it can be a little bit hard to get into. Oh, this isn't even the auction house. It can be a little hard to get into if you don't have, if you don't have money saved up already. You might just need to go and pick the herbs yourself. There's a guide that I used on, I believe it was from Wowhead, in order to, sorry, background noise is loud. I guess it's alright, it's just me. You need to get your Inscription to level 100. And like I said, there's a guide on Wowhead that teaches you how to do that, and it's pretty simple. It literally took me between probably less than 2 hours to do. Some of it I went and I picked the herbs myself. When I did have money though, I bought the herbs off of the auction house, and so I can post a link to that guide. But mainly what you're going to be making with Inscription in Shadowlands is either going to be missives or Dark Moon cards. There's also contracts, but right now on my server there's not a lot of people buying those, so I'm not making them. So missives take different numbers of umbral and luminous ink. You could see it changing. Right now what's most popular on my server is the critical strike, so I can show you. I wasn't recording when I got on this morning, but I logged in this morning and I picked up probably like 20k from selling missives and Dark Moon cards pretty much. Here's what I have listed right now. This is a critical strike, and those are selling for just under 3k. These other items are the Dark Moon cards. You can stack them and turn them into Dark Moon decks, but I've had this for probably like 2 weeks and I haven't sold it yet. So I don't know if I'm going to keep making them or just sell the cards individually, because they are worth quite a bit. So, the issue with making the Dark Moon cards is, yeah, they have like a higher profit margin, but they take longer to sell. And I mean, if you're fine with making it and then just waiting until somebody buys it, it could be 1 to 2 weeks before you get your money. But and also it doesn't just sit up here until somebody buys it. You have to keep relisting it, and so that can be kind of a pain. But depends on the kind of person you are. I like my money to come quick and fast, so I right now I'm sticking to missives. And I mean, they've done pretty well for me. So let me show you what I got again. Missive of Critical Strike. Well, so everything I have listed up here, if it does sell, let's say it all sold overnight or whatever, it all sells before any of my auctions expire, then this is how much I'm going to get back. Or I don't know if that price is calculated before the auction house takes its cut, but its cut is something like, it's like 3 to 5%, I can't remember. But that's how much I have listed on there, and these are all from the Inscription profession. And I've spent, and that, I mean, that's just what's listed right now, but I've spent less than 40K, I think. And I mean, I've already gotten a lot of my money back. I've already made way more than that. Now, this is not the best profession for making money, but it is passive, I think. Basically, all you need to do every day is log in, collect your money if you've sold anything, take that money, reinvest it into some herbs. And on my server, Death Blossom is the cheapest right now. I can go look up the other ones, like Marrow. That one's 69 gold per Vigil. That one's 52. I don't know why there's a big price difference. Maybe there's a different chance. Maybe there's a higher chance you get tranquil pigment from it, but I don't think so. I've bought these ones before and I didn't really see a big difference. So anyway, I stick to buying Death Blossom. So you buy the Death Blossom, you collect, you mill it, and then you collect however many of Umbral, Luminous, and Tranquil, and then you'll go and what I usually do is I check the auction house to see how much you know, each item is selling for, but also there's a there's an add-on. There's a couple of them out there, but the one I'm using is called Auctionator. And this makes it really easy because once you install this, you can see, let's see, let me find something. Well, I think it should tell me over here, but you see when I scroll over this, the tooltip pops up, and at the very bottom it says how much you can sell it to the vendor for, which is 1 copper, or you can auction it. Now, my price is 2,995. When I listed it, that was the lowest price, but somebody has undercut me by a little bit less than 100 gold. So that tells you, that tooltip tells you how much the cheapest of that item on the auction house is right now. So that tells you basically where you're going to be listing that item. So I think you can actually do that from here as well. Yeah, it's the same thing. So you don't even have to be at the auction house to get these prices. Now, Critical Strike is my favorite one to make. It's not the most expensive, but my issue is Mastery and Haste. I've made those, and I mean, I sold them eventually, but I think I had to sell them as a combo to somebody in trade chat. They weren't as popular as Critical Strike and Versatility. Versatility does cost a lot more, but I mean, it's really going to depend on your server and the time of day, I guess. There's a lot of activity, the prices are going to fluctuate. Like, so what I usually do, if I'm on and my stuff's not selling, you know, I didn't pay that much for the material because I bought it in bulk, and I bought it at a good price. As you saw, the Death Blossom was 26 gold, right?
Got the best deals anyways.
It was 26 gold. When I bought 500 this morning and I milled them. When I bought them, they were like 20 gold or 21 gold or something like that. So that's a bit of a discount on that. But what I usually do is I'll cancel my auctions if it's not the cheapest priced, or I mean, depending on how long they sit up there. But a lot of the times you're gonna start getting undercut, and I mean, this is just the game. This is another thing that Auctionator does. You can set items to your favorite and it'll stack it up here. That way when you're going to sell it again, all you got to do is click here. Now see, this is the lowest price on the auction house right now. Another good thing Auctionator does is you go to the options, click on selling items. You can set it so as like a default. So when you select an item to sell in the auction house, it'll automatically undercut the next the lowest value that's on there. So what this is doing is it auto populates this price for you at 1% less than what the next seller is selling it for. And that's good because if you're listing like a bunch of things each day like me, then you don't have to go through and manually type in each price and do your own research. The app already, or the add-on already knows that you want to sell it for 1% less than the next seller. So all you do is you come over here, you click, say how much you want to sell it for, and it sells it individually. Now, if all of them were to sell at this price, which I know they're not going to because somebody's going to undercut me after I post them. But let's say in, best possible scenario, if they were to sell, this is how much I'd get back, or probably a little bit less than that if that doesn't include the auction house cut. So I'm going to post it. And usually I'll post it and I might sell 2 or 3 before I start to get undercut by somebody else. So, I mean, you really just got to stay on top of it. And like I said, this profession is not, it's not the most lucrative. You could probably make more money doing enchanting or engineering. I've made a lot of money doing engineering on one of my other characters. But this one I think is the most passive so far. It's basically once you have enough money, buy herbs, mill them, make your ink, and then see what's selling for the best price, and then make those. Or you know what? We didn't even go over Dark Moon cards. I can do that real quick. So Dark Moon cards, what you'll do is make a Dark Moon card of death. It'll give you a random one of these: putrescence, repose, indomitable, and veracity. And that's what these are right here.
Yeah? What do you want?
Repose is the ace of repose, ace of the indomitable. And like I said, those can be turned into a Dark Moon deck, which is a trinket. Now these are good because they sell for really high, and you can see like it doesn't cost that much to make it. It costs almost the same as a missive would cost to make. It's just not as many people are looking for these cards, or I don't know if they're even aware that they exist. But I've been trying to sell this one for like 2 weeks, so if you're patient, it pays off, because I've sold one for like 10,000, but it sat in my bag for 2 weeks. So just stay let's see. Just a warning: if you're a patient person and you don't care that you have to keep relisting it, then by all means go for it. You can see it does sell for a lot, but the market fluctuates, so your server is going to be different from mine for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything for Inscription. Oh, you know what? I lied. Contracts. For each covenant, you can make contracts. So the only one I have open right now is the Wild Hunt contract. And that's another, I mean, that's something not that expensive to make. It costs less than missives and Dark Moon cards. But the issue is going to be the demand. I had these for like 3 or 4 days, and I keep listing them and nobody's buying them. So I don't know if later on in the expansion, when people are making a lot more alts, these will be worth more, but that's an option to make. And there might be other recipes out there that will make you more money. I haven't unlocked them yet. So yeah, that's all I got. But if you liked the video, leave a like. Thought it was cool, leave a like. Let me know if I helped you out, or if you got any questions about Inscription. Thanks for watching. Bye.